I think I've said that about all the books, but like, they wouldn't be my most anticipated if I wasn't excited for them, you know? Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Maddie. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are not new, welcome back. Today, as you can probably tell from the title, we are going to be doing my most anticipated summer releases. Honestly, I could probably do like this whole video just about books that are coming out in May, because May is always a really good month for YA book releases, but like this year seems like extra fire. Like this year, like there are so many good ones coming out. So a lot of these are in May. I'm not doing these in order of books that I'm most excited for. I'm doing them in order of release date. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So the first book is The Burning Maze by Rick Riordan, which comes out on May 1st. This is the third book in his Trials of Apollo series, which follows Apollo after the events of the Blood of Olympus series. So if you haven't read Percy Jackson or Blood of Olympus, I would recommend reading those first because you really kind of need that background before you get into this series. But this series follows Apollo after he is expelled from Olympus by Zeus for some things that he did during the Blood of Olympus series. And in the first book, he gets banished to Camp Half-Blood and he has acne and flab, and it's just him dealing with that, and then the Oracle goes silent. So then he has to go on a journey to try and find the Oracle of Delphi, and it just kind of expands from there. I'm really excited for this book. I really, really love Rick Riordan. Like, I will never get tired. He can do as many spin-offs as he wants for Percy Jackson, and like, I will never get tired of it. Like, they're so fun to read. They're just always a really good time. I really enjoy them. The next book is The Way You Make Me Feel by Maureen Gu. This book comes out on May 8th. If I keep like looking over, that's because like I have my little like document with all the like dates and titles and stuff listed over here. So like that's why. But I don't really know a ton about this book. I just know that it's about a Korean American girl who has to work at her dad's Brazilian Korean fusion food truck over the summer. Maureen Gu is the same author who wrote I Believe in a Thing Called Love, which I absolutely adored. That's one of my favorite contemporaries of all time. And so I'm really excited to see what else she can do for contemporary. The next one is Girl Made of Stars by Ashley Herring Blake, which releases on May 15th. This book is a little bit heavier. This book is about twins, and it follows them. They're really, really close, and then one day the girl twin, her best friend, says that her twin brother raped her. And so this book just follows our main character Mara, whose twin brother raped her friend, and it's really heavy. I have heard from people that have arcs of this that it is pretty triggering, so if you're sensitive to rape or sexual assault, I definitely would maybe avoid this one, but I'm really excited and I really hope that it does good and that it adds to the conversation about sexual assault and sexual violence against women. The next book is From Twinkle with Love by Sandhya Menon, which releases on May 22nd. This is from the author that wrote When Dimple Met Rishi, which was one of my favorite contemporaries of last year. There's kind of a theme. I don't know a ton about this one. I just know that it's an own voices novel about a girl who she wants to be a filmmaker, and so one day a boy who she's known her whole life asks her to direct a film for the student film project, and it's the brother of the boy that she's been in love with for a really long time, and then she starts getting notes from somebody signed N, which is the initial of the boy that she really likes. The only problem is that she has fallen in love with the other brother. So I think it just sounds really fun, really kind of like low-key, and I'm really excited to get to this one. The next book is Fury Born by Claire Legrand, which also releases on May 22nd. So this is a high fantasy novel that's told in dual perspectives of our two main characters 1,000 years apart. So one of them has to prove that she is this prophesied queen, and she has to go on this really dangerous mission and complete these tasks, and if she doesn't, she gets put to death. And then our other character is 1,000 years later, and she knows the legends of these tasks, and somehow their stories intertwine, and I have heard nothing but good things about this from people who have arcs, and so I'm really, really excited for this to get released. Our next book is Dawn of Legends by Eleanor Herman, which releases on June 26th. I think this is my most anticipated book on this entire list. This is the conclusion novel to the Blood of Gods and Royals series by Eleanor Herman, and it follows a young Alexander the Great in a world where magic still exists. And this is absolutely one of my top 3 favorite series of all time. I absolutely adore this series. Eleanor Herman is fantastic. I've met her a few times. She's a wonderful, wonderful woman. If you really like historical fiction, or you really like fantasy, or you're not really sure about those genres, I would really definitely give this book a read, because I think it has something to offer everyone. It's so diverse, and it's so wonderful and well written and well researched, because Eleanor Herman is a historian, and so I would check it out if I were you, and I'm very excited for the conclusion. And the last book on our list is Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson, which releases on August 7th. So I don't really know a ton about this book other than it is marketed as feminist fantasy. You got me. Like, feminist fantasy? Of course I'm gonna read this book. And it's written by Mary E. Pearson, who wrote the Kiss of Deception series, which was one of it's a great series. I really enjoyed it. I know that series was so well written, and I really enjoyed the political intrigue and the plot that kind of underlaid our characters, and so I know that this one kind of sounds like it has a similar synopsis, in that, like, it's set in a fantasy world and it's very political and intriguing, and I think Mary E. Pearson does a really, really good job with that, so I'm really excited to see what she does with this world and what kind of feminist ideologies get presented in this one. So that is it for today. If I missed a book that you're anticipating, let me know in the comments below. I want to hear about it. And I didn't purposely exclude any. These are just genuinely my most anticipated releases. But yeah, if you want to follow me on social media, all of those are linked in the description below. And be sure to thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed it. That is it. Thanks for watching. Bye.